Guess what I recently got in the mail? This is Neues Ziel. Today we'll be looking at G-System's Kondo version Hy-Gogg in 100th scale. As far as I'm concerned, this is the only version of the Hy-Gogg mobile suit in 100th scale. The only other two kits out there really are the original 144th scale Hy-Gogg and the one from the HGUC line. And seeing as the Hy-Gogg is my favorite MS design ever, I decided to get G-System's 100th scale redesign of the kit, even though I do think the original design is a bit better. And this recently went back into production after being out of production for I think 2 years, so I decided why not pick it up now. It was a lot cheaper than it originally is, or originally was priced, so I went ahead and bought it. So let's open this up, and first off we're gonna get two nice glossy pictures of this completed resin kit, and right here it's fully painted, obviously, front and back. We get a few small decals, not a whole lot of them. Hold on. As you can see, we get this Principality of Xeon logo right here, which I've never really seen before. I guess it's a G-System exclusive logo. Then AS103, I don't know what that means. And right here, I hope this can focus better, MSM03C Hy-Gogg. Although the Hy-Gogg is misspelled, there's no second G in there. And of course we also get this Xeon logo, which I think is pretty cool. An inspection sheet to make sure all the parts are actually in there, and some very basic instructions. The instructions are covered on only 3 pages, and the instructions are just easily drawn. They're not very precise, they don't show all of the details of this kit, but it is an older kit. It was released in August of 2001, so I guess I can't knock them for that. I think back then G-System was just starting out. They weren't as established as they are today. All of the parts are cast in this light beige white resin. Just gonna show you each individual bag. We'll look at all the parts later after I take them out of the bags. The legs, the huge shoulders, arms, oh, wait a minute, part of the leg, waist, smaller details of the feet, arms, the huge head slash chest piece. This is really massive and has quite some weight to it. Then we also get parts for one of these, I don't know what to call it, this capsule that surrounds the missile it can fire from its forearm. And it's supposed to make it more streamlined when it's underwater. Right there, you can get a better shot of it. We only get one, as opposed to 2, which we got with the high grades, or the 1 high grade that was released. Doesn't really matter, seeing as this will be a fixed posed kit in the end, so what you're seeing right here is pretty much how you're going to have to display them anyway. So before we look at the parts, let me just give a quick shout out to G-System, because I really want to thank them for making my life a whole lot easier. This right here is a customs declaration. I obviously live in Germany. This was shipped here from Hong Kong, and as you can see here, or at least I hope you can, G-System declared this as a gift rather than something that I purchased from them. And the overall value of this model kit is of course $5 US. So thanks G-System. Due to that lovely customs declaration, I was able to save quite a bit of money. Now on to the parts. We get a total of 60 parts, that is if I didn't miscount all of the parts. Not a whole lot of parts, but then again, most of them are pretty big, as you can see here and there. The overall casting quality, from what I can tell before priming these parts, is generally not that bad, especially given the fact that this kit is originally from August 2001. Some of these panel lines and smaller details, as you can see right here, they're not as sharp as what you'd see from G-System nowadays, obviously. So I'm definitely going to have to rescribe a lot of these panel lines. You can also see some right there. Although we do have some nice detail, like these propellers in there. A nice mono eye. One problem that I find, but is pretty much inevitable with resin parts, right here, this huge gate is right at the tip of this huge chest piece, so I'm gonna have to remove that and try not to mess up sort of resculpting this thing as I remove this piece. That'll be a bit difficult. We do get a lot of flash here and there, and as you can see on the inside of some of these parts, I hope it's showing up on camera, we have some flash here and there, which is harder to remove, but it's not that big a deal. Although the attention to detail in most parts is very good. I don't know if you can see this, but there's actually a pattern on here. You can hear my fingernail going over that. So this isn't smooth, but there's actually, there we go, some nice detail on there. So I really hope that doesn't disappear after I prime these parts. And of course more panel lines, but I'll probably rescribe most of those just to make them a bit deeper. Obviously, because I haven't primed these parts yet, I don't know how many bubbles I'll find and how good the overall casting quality is, but from what I'm seeing here, it's generally pretty good. There's also detail in there. I think we've got to focus on it there. A lot of these parts are pretty big, and we already get some holes drilled for pinning, and let's see where else. Also here, so that'll make life a bit easier. I'll have to test fit a bunch of stuff to see if the final pose we get is nice. However, as you might be able to tell here on this part, there are some things I'll have to fill. So these parts right here that make up this capsule, or whatever you want to call it, because they're kind of thin and long, they do tend to get a bit warped. I don't know how easy this will be to remedy, but I'm sure I'll think of something there. So that's a bit unfortunate, but whatever. Not that big a deal. Just some more close-ups. This is one of the arms with its megaparticle cannon right in there. This is where the claws go in. All in all, I think it is a pretty good kit. The original price is pretty high. It's around $350, but due to its being re-released, I only paid around $160 including shipping, and of course I saved on customs fees. So I guess if you're willing to put some work into this guy, because I think you will, and I'll also be scribing new panel lines and adding new detail, if you're willing to put work into this guy, I think it's worth the investment, and especially if you love the Hy-Gogg, because I certainly do, and I think a master grade is a long way away. So I guess if you really like the Hy-Gogg and want to put some work into this kit, then you should consider getting it. So now I do have other plans for kits in the next couple of weeks and also months. I don't know when I'll be able to get to building this guy. It'll probably be a few months off before I can really find the time to work on all of these parts and just find all of the little mistakes that are hidden right now, and then I'll give you guys an update as to what I think of the overall quality. But right now I'd say it's pretty good. So I think I'll probably start working on this guy sometime in May or June if I can find the time. because until then I've got plans, because we've got some awesome kits that are going to be released by then. So if you have any questions or would like to suggest something, just leave it in the comments, and hopefully I'll see you in a work in progress video of this guy or another one of my videos. Take care.